Originally, this year's session was largely to focus on the progress and setbacks of the Millennium Development Goals, which expires in 2015. But recent global developments have forced some changes in the agenda. My colleague Paul Sisco has more.
But I believe America is exceptional, in part because we have shown a willingness, through the sacrifice of blood and treasure, to stand up not only for our own narrow self-interest, but for the interests of all.
In his address to the world body, U.S. President Barack Obama says America is limited in its ability to determine events in other countries, and that the U.S. is more likely to engage with societies that invest in their own people.
Because from Europe to Asia, from Africa to the Americas, nations that have persevered on a democratic path have emerged more prosperous, more peaceful, and more invested in upholding our common security and our common humanity.
He joined UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon and others in calling for an end to conflict and civil war, most immediately in Syria.
Well over 100,000 people have been killed. Well over 7 million people, a third of total population, have fled their homes.
Leader after leader denounced terrorism and mourned the loss of innocent civilians in this week's Kenya mall attack.
Our deepest condolences to the government and people of Kenya and to all families who lost their loved ones, and wish the wounded survivors a speedy recovery.
We are deeply concerned about the growing number of senseless violence around the world, as exemplified by the ghastly and cowardly murder of innocent persons in a terrorist attack on a shopping mall in Kenya.
African leaders noted progress on development goals, and some called for a permanent seat on the United Nations Security Council, which they say is a long-standing injustice. Even before the tragedy in Nairobi, Kenya, President Uhuru Kenyatta informed the UN he would not attend the meeting, saying he cannot leave while his deputy, William Ruto, is at The Hague answering charges before the International Criminal Court. Mr. Ruto was later excused by the ICC so he could return home and help deal with the mall hostage crisis. President Kenyatta, who has also been charged by the court, asked that his trial be delayed, a request the ICC denied on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir, wanted by the ICC on genocide charges, says he plans to attend this week's UN General Assembly and speak Saturday. But Mr. Bashir has yet to be granted a visa to enter the United States, and human rights groups say he should be arrested if he arrives. Paul Sisco, VOA News.